Hi, World History students. Mr. Olaf here putting together a video for the week of May 18th through the 22nd. Actually, at least filming this on the Sunday here before this week starts with all the rain and everything going on. So depending on how good the mic is here, might be able to hear some rain sounds in the background, some cool and calming and relaxing sounds that go through this rainy Sunday. Here at least are the plans for this week. And I'm going to go over those here, but I'm just going to go over some general guidelines slash reminders here. First of which, on the reminder front, make sure to continue to do the attendance questions each day. Again, I know this is a broken record at this point, but that's the easiest and most streamlined way to make sure that I've seen that you've done something on a day-to-day basis. Again, I'd love that you'd be also working on your homework for this class and getting things done on a daily basis as need be. But the attendance piece, you need to do the Google Class or go to Google Classroom, do the questions there. Again, I don't really think I need to go over that by now of where you need to look. But that's under the online learning section of the classroom page, and make sure to do those. Again, I look forward to the answers you put together. I know I've asked some pretty out there questions, but look forward to your answers with the ones that I got for this week. So make sure to keep doing that. The second thing I want to get into is just making sure you're making living history journal entries. I just wrapped up at least going over the living history journal check, which is the fourth one, I believe. That I have done. And I would say at least a decent amount of you haven't done an entry in a while, or you only did one within the last couple of weeks. Again, I realize that's right now it might be getting redundant a bit, at least to put these journal entries together. But I would also advise you to think about reflecting on the school year even before we went online, and to start looking ahead to things for this summer and even next school year with regards to your last two journal entries. So make sure to do those. Some of you have been missing easy points, quite frankly, by either not doing two entries or having the entries done that I'm looking for each check, or doing one out of the two for each time I do a check. Or like I said, just not doing any of them at all. That would, for some of you, would go a long way with your grade right now for the class. And again, it's something that would be pretty easy to reflect on your own experience of everything that's been going on as of late. And again, I think it would be a good keepsake for years to come, that I know you can make a copy of this and save it to your own files. And again, if somebody would ever ask you down the line, obviously, which I think they would, what was life like during this particular time, you could at least refer back to this and have it as a frame of reference. So make sure to keep doing the journal entries. There's going to be one more check in 2 weeks at the end of that week. And again, at that point, you'll turn in the entry or turn in the entries that you got, and we'll go from there. And then the next thing kind of ties into the end of the year. I know just this past Friday, Mr. Net sent out an email to everybody going over what online learning is going to look like over the next couple of weeks. So you have this week, and then you have next week for online learning. That's it. That's what's left. So next week, again, is a 4-day week with Monday off for Memorial Day. But then the 29th, so next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, is the last day of online learning. And then Tuesday, June 2nd, the following week, is the last day to turn in any missing work that you have for any of your classes. Because starting on the 3rd, that Wednesday, people are going to be starting to come in, or you guys are going to be starting to turn in your school-issued Chromebooks and other technology at that point in time over the next 3 days there. So, as I have said in my messages through Skyward, everything is fair game that's both a 0 and missing in Skyward right now. So anything that has both a 0 and missing, you can still turn in. So that includes HMH reading checks. That includes anything that's on Classroom. It includes some of those early weeks where the plans like this had charts in them that you completed to based on questions to a video. So anything that has both of those designations in Skyward is fair game. And again, I would highly suggest working on that now instead of waiting to the last second to try to get them all done. because quite frankly, if you do that, I can guarantee that there's going to be some that are going to be rushed, and you're not going to really earn much of any kind of points anyway. And some of you can't afford that right now with where your grades at for the quarter and the semester. I don't know what summer school is going to exactly look like. I don't even know what obviously things are going to be like in the fall. But if I'm assuming things are anywhere near back to getting to normal, if you have any thoughts or plans of doing any extracurricular activity this fall and want to be eligible right out of the gate, you're going to need to step up and start getting ready to pass this quarter for this class and honestly for the semester and get that all squared away. So there are opportunities for some of you, or a good amount of you, that maybe are in the danger zone right now, one way or the other, that if you get these assignments turned in that are missing, that you'll be in a good spot for those things when that time comes. Um, but again, make sure to stay on. If you get those done, don't disregard then what I have assigned over the next couple of weeks, because there are going to be obviously things in the grade book over the next couple of weeks. In fact, you can check Skyward out right now, and I have all the assignments that are going to be given to you over the last 2 weeks here laid out there for you and how many points they're all worth. So everything is there for you to be able to have. But quite frankly, it's going to come down to you with regards to getting these things done. I can't do the work for you. I'm more than willing to help you. I've said that time and time again. But if you have questions, you need to ask me in some way, shape, or form. Send me an email. If you want to set up a Zoom, we can set up a Zoom and do that and work from there. But I can't help you if you don't ask questions. So that's my big message here, especially for those of you that are in the danger zone right now with your grade for this class. And again, that's something that I would just highly recommend working on here. So again, make sure to check things out. I stay on top of grading things on a pretty regular / daily basis. So if there's something that's not there, it's not there. And if your parents keep asking you about things or you say that things aren't updated, that's usually that's not just not going to be the truth. So make sure that you're staying on top of the things that are in front of you and to turn things in that may be missing currently. So that's that. So those are the basic general things I wanted to go over first before I get into the plans for the week. So now let's get into the plans for the week. So this week and next week is going to be a real quick overview of World War One. I was planning on being able to have the following week, the 1st through the 4th, to at least do a little bit more to kind of make a fuller um, arc of World War One coverage, but we're going to have to do it in 2 or at least 9 days. And again, I know at least if we were in here in school, we'd be spending a lot more time, at least with World War One, doing a simulation where we'd be acting as representatives of countries during World War One. And again, at least I did that the last couple of years. Finally, got the simulation going. And again, it's set up in a way that it doesn't have to play out the way the war actually did in terms of who wins and who loses. And we've got to see some interesting outcomes the last couple of years. But it's not meant to be, at least on that front. So I'm going to do what I can to at least give you some kind of overview of World War One. So as I scroll down here on the plans, as I have right here on Classroom, that's where you're going to be going for the next 2 weeks. There's not going to be any HMH reading checks to have to do with anything with World War One. All the things that you're going to need are going to be all on Classroom there at the ready. So I'm going to have, this will be live when you take a look at it. But when you go to Classroom, the first post for World War One, which will be the top topic here, will have all the notes. I guess I can hold on a minute on this, doing this live. All of the notes for World War One are here. Anything and everything you could ever possibly want to know about it. These would be good resources to use for the different assignments over the next couple of weeks with World War One. I know a lot of the assignments, or all the assignments I have, are going to have either a video that corresponds with it or materials on the documents themselves that you can use. But all these notes are here for you at the ready to, again, give you the most comprehensive coverage on World War One I think you could possibly get. Plus, as you can see here, spend a good amount of time recording videos based on these notes to get into more detail. That if you want to have those at the ready, they're there for you. So that's, again, for the next 2 weeks, a post that you can use as a reference point beyond what's going to be in these assignments. Um, looking at least at the assignment here for Monday that I'm going to give you, it's going to be a two-parter. It's going to be an Alliance System World War One quick read, one-page document with 3 questions on it. So again, the Alliance System, as some of you may know, and as you will see with the other part of the assignment here you're going to get on Monday, a big part of why this war starts is because of the Alliance System that was in place in Europe at this point in time. So there'll be 3 questions that are based on what's up here in the document for you to do. And then secondly, there'll be a crash course video guide that you'll be doing on how World War I started. So you'll click on this link here. It'll take you to the crash course video, and then the questions will be in order based on the video here. So these 2 things combined are going to be due for Wednesday. So go back to the plans here. That's what I just went over here. On Wednesday, you'll be assigned World War I trench warfare and weapons analysis. As you'll see on this post, I have my notes that's focused on those topics here, both the slides and the video I put together, but you'll only really need, or you should only need, at least the information that's on the document to answer the questions here. So this first part of the document focuses on trench warfare. You have an infographic that gives all the information that you could possibly need about how the trenches were set up, what different aspects of the trenches were used for. And you'll use those to be able to answer the 7 questions that are about trench warfare. Then the second part of the assignment will focus on the weapons, the new modern weapons of World War I. So you'll use the text here along with the visuals and text to answer the next set of questions. So it looks like I got 5 here for you to be able to do. And then I'll up the ante on this, I suppose. I can probably do this for the other piece as well. But I also added an extra credit opportunity that would be added to this particular assignment, just up the ante at least to 10 points. But there is a game, at least here, kind of a little bit of a simulation of life in the trenches, that if you click on this particular site, it'll take you to the game. You can just begin the adventure here. You don't need to enter your name. That's, if you watch this video, you'll see that you won't have to. But you'll click through the different particular slides here. It'll give you all the visuals, and it'll give you at least different scenarios that you have to make a decision about as being like you're a soldier during World War I fighting on the Western Front in these trenches. So what you would do for the extra credit or to earn it would be to put down 3 things you learned about life in the trenches for soldiers during World War I, and then how did you make it? How far did you make it in the game before you died? So again, also attach a screenshot of where the game ended for you. So again, this is optional. I guess I can make it clear up here. Completely optional. I know I have that done there. But again, completely optional, not something you have to do. But if you decide to do this at all, these are the things I'm going to be all expecting you to have to earn those 10 points. So this will be assigned to you on Wednesday and due for Friday. And then going back to the plans, on Friday, again, make another journal entry. Pretty straightforward. Some of you haven't been doing that in a while. So now would maybe be a good time to be able to do one for this week, and then next week make sure that you have an entry put together for the last living history journal check that I'll be doing for the semester. So make sure to do that, but I'm also going to be assigning the next piece here. We're kind of going to go a little bit more rapid fire out of the gate here. It's going to be, as I go to classroom here, a crash course video guide that gets into the meat and potatoes of the war. So it goes into the war and the fighting that takes place, what happens to end it, what life is like afterwards, what's going on in Russia, which is a big important part of understanding World War I and life after World War I is what's going on in Russia. So you'll answer the corresponding questions here. There are 18 questions. And again, you'll use the link here to watch the video or the one that's attached and go from there. So that's going to be assigned to you on Friday of this week. It'll be due for the following Tuesday. So that's going to be the plan of action, at least on that front. So those are the things I can think of right now at the moment for this week. Again, control the things you can control, work on the assignments and pieces that are there for you to work on. Can't stress that enough. Again, some of you are in a spot where you can't really afford to take any more zeros and missings at all. And again, if there are any that are out there for you, I would highly suggest getting those worked on before the year is out, because that's right around the corner. And again, decisions are going to be made obviously based on where you are with your grade, both of potentially if you have to do summer school, what that's going to look like and what you're all going to have to do if you're failing the quarter or the semester or both. And then obviously impacting your eligibility for anything in the fall, that if you're interested in doing anything at that point, you're going to need to make sure that you're getting everything squared away there. So that's the news fit to print for this week, everybody. Again, I can't say this enough. Send me an email with any questions that you have, but look out for one another. Stay safe, stay healthy. Obviously, I know that the stay-at-home orders was overturned, at least in the state Supreme Court, but still make smart decisions with everything. It doesn't magically mean that everything's over just because they ended the stay-at-home order. So stay safe, stay smart, look out for yourself. Ask me questions with anything along the way, but have a good week, and see you next week, at least for a video.